Going. All right. So we're going to touch on a controversial topic today. Basically, that says, are white people smarter? Like, objectively, subjectively, in every single way. We'll try and explore it from as many possible ways that we can. And from that, we'll try and understand how brown people function, how black people function, and just generally. So and people will of course consider this racist because they'll be like, no, how can you single out a certain race and say they are smarter and they are dumber, whatever. Look, there are smart people in every race, there are dumb people in every race, but overall, a race has a certain affinity. All right, and why does it have that affinity? We will discover in this video. So let's wait another 10 seconds for everyone to show up, and then we will begin. All right, let's go. So, very simple. Why are white people smarter? So, like when you look at white people, right? Why are they white? That's the first question. So, they humans left Africa and they went for northern latitudes, right? When they went for northern latitudes, they got lesser sun. When they got lesser sun, um, what happened is the skin started becoming lighter. Now, why did the skin become lighter? Because it tried to absorb more vitamin D from the sun, right? So that is the basic story of white people. Why are black people black? Because of melanin, because the skin is trying to protect you from the sun. All right. So this is all a game, survival game that the body plays. Now let's understand why would a white person objectively be smarter. Imagine you went to Europe. Yeah, you went to Europe in let's say 50,000 years ago. Yeah, it was full of snow. There was no concept of climate change. Things were cold. You're going into basically some sort of a desolate desert. Of course, it is a very fertile land, but you really have to work hard to make it fertile. You can't just like in India, we take a seed and we throw it, and then you have 500 trees that grow out of that, right? It's really easy. Like I've been, especially in Goa and all. Like the reason Goans are so lazy, for example, yeah, because you throw anything and it just grows, right? So in Europe, you will not be able to do that. So resources are scarce. Land was fertile, but resources were scarce, right? Your geography was great. You had great ports. You had things in your favor, but overall, you really had to fight to ensure the logistics was there enough for the winter. Enough logistics existed for the winter. Because remember one thing, winters were hell. They couldn't really go out. Okay. So they really had to build systems to create enough. Now, what happened is while you were building these systems over the course of 20, 30,000 years, yeah, you developed a sense of scarcity. You said the winter is coming, so I better prepare. Winter is coming, I better prepare. Let's build granaries. Let's build houses. Let's build warmth. Okay, so you're fighting for clothes because if you don't have clothes, you're dead. Yeah, you're fighting for a house because if you don't have a house, you're dead. And you're fighting for food because literally, if you do not have food in your stomach, you do not warm your body, and again, you are dead. Right? It's not as easy as India. Being hungry in India or being hungry in a hot country, it's significantly easier than being hungry in a northern latitude. Yeah. So all of this was survival. Like nature was out to kill them. Like human beings had not evolved there. They had evolved in the center of Africa, right? Or they say Ethiopia. So human beings are not evolved there, so they were not designed for that. So they went out there and they developed this idea of scarcity, and then hoarding. As civilization built itself up, that DNA remained, that thought process remained, that said things are scarce, let's fight for it now, and we do it any way. Okay, any way, sam dam dan bhed, love, hatred, division, money, build anything, conquer people, kill people, do it, right? So that thought process has had come. Same thing with India. Differently with India, what happened is we had excess everything. Okay, so you get lazy. Why should you work? Why should you do anything? And what happens is when you're growing rice, which is 11 million uh, whatever calories per hectare or something like that, you don't need to work. Now, when someone innovative comes into your society, you will try and push the person down. All right. Why will you try and push the person down? Because in case his innovation kills your rice farm, All right. What if I'm putting it very simply here? Okay. Because you created a certain society based on rice, you've created a certain society based on easy calories, right? Suddenly, this guy comes up with a new innovation. Let's try something new so that we can get more calories from the rice. But I will stop him. And I'll tell you why I will stop him. Like 500 years ago, I would have stopped him because I'm already getting the rice. Why do I need more? Yeah, what more do I need than the rice? I can sleep under a tree. I can make a small little hut and my entire family will live here. Yeah, I can throw seeds and the damn thing will raise. Of course, there are a few exceptions here. There are a few exceptions when you're talking about like northern latitudes of India. But overall, it is a very fertile land. Okay, and I don't even need to trade because I can eat the rice and I can be and my entire family will be okay. I don't even need to have meat, so I don't need to raise anything really. So that is basically why Indians do not like innovation because it is ingrained in our system that we have enough. Why should we ask for anything more? Yeah, because if anything more comes, what if the current system is destroyed? And what if we are not left with everything? So, white people hoarding stuff is a survival response. Indians ensuring that there is no innovation is also a survival response. All right. Now we there are so many of these uh, you know uh, what do you call it reports that for example the American Indians when Columbus first landed over there that they were very generous and all that stuff. Now that is rubbish. That's not possible. But let's assume that they were more generous than the white man. Why would they be more generous? Again, warmer latitudes. Okay, certainly warmer than Europe. So that is how you must look at these things, right? You must look at these things from geography. Now let's examine Africa. Why is Africa always fighting? Why is it? Why are the people there from an objective point of view? I'm not saying that they don't have a certain way with nature. I'm not saying that they haven't lived great lives. I'm not saying that they aren't living great lives. But objectively, from a civilization building point of view, they are clearly worse than the white man. Okay, they're worse than the brown man also because they're always fighting each other, and they have always been fighting each other. There was one war for 800 years they were fighting each other, different tribes. So if you look at African geography, firstly there's a lot of sun, right? So already you're burning. Secondly, a large parts of Africa are very fertile, so you already have that excess thing. But with African geography, the problem is there is a lot of up and down. Okay, there are a lot of plateaus, there are a lot of hills, there are a lot of massive rivers. That's why you have the biggest waterfall over there. I think it's called Lake Victoria. No, no, not Lake Victoria. The Victoria waterfalls, right? Why? Because there is so much up and down over there that everyone is fighting for their little piece of land. Okay, even India, like it's got this one big landmass in the middle of it, which is called the Deccan Plateau. So that is mainly actually created a lot of the geography, a lot of the geographical problems. Chhatrapati Shivaji fought from there, right? He projected power from the Deccan, and everyone was trying to get to an upper area. But with Africa, the problem is it's like this. It's all over. It's like this, like this, like this. If you study the topography of Africa, except North Africa, which is largely Sahara, and then you have Tunisia, which has the Atlas Mountains. So you could have defended, projected power from there, and fought against Rome, which created Carthage. But if you look at Africa, they have no ports. I mean, no deep ports, right? They don't have very good river transport systems because of the ups and downs, right? And on top of that, they were largely nomads or tribes who were fighting each other because you were stuck in, let's say, a rainforest ahead of which there was a massive mountain, right? Or behind which there was a massive river, and in that river there were crocodiles, and in by the on the other side of the river there were lions. So I'm looking at this very simplistically. I can suggest a few videos where you can study this, but that is what created that did not allow them to create proper civilization. And to top it all, you had the diseases, okay, the diseases that came from deep jungles, and the tsetse fly. The tsetse fly killed cattle, okay. And the problem with not having cattle and why it's not a good idea for someone who lived 15,000 years ago is that cattle was energy. The moment your cattle is dead, you don't have enough energy to create a substantive civilization. All right. So these are the various reasons why, from one point of view, the white man is smarter because his geography, his mentality, all right, and his the way his ancestors have functioned is one of scarcity, and therefore they hoard. So if you're talking, if you're saying hoarding is having a brain, then yes, they are smarter. Yeah, as far as civilization is concerned, it's built with the vision of the white man, which says hoard, have enough, have excess, preserve things, keep stuff, right? So that is how we must look at it, and it's not racism, it's not anything. It's just basic biology and geography. If you understand why certain skin colors were formed, you will understand their geography, and you will be able to understand their general psychology. I'm not saying that there are a whole bunch of stupid white men and there are a whole bunch of smart Africans, but overall, all right. So yeah, that's about it. So if you're a smart man, if you're a white man, right, what you'll do is you'll leverage more because you are consistently fighting against nature in here, right? So you leverage more. And what is leverage? Leverage is education. Okay, when you educate yourself about something, about nature, about how timings work, about how seasons work, automatically you'll have more leverage. But if your seasons and all are not affecting you that badly, like say in India, right, it's generally hot and there's not no serious winters all overall, right, you can, except for the planting seasons and all, you can chill. You don't need to think that much about nature, about anything, about survival. And your only chance of survival becomes that of pulling other people down, because you don't want your system of excess to be cut. All right. Now, can they be transferred? Can cultures be transferred? Very much so. Like the Japanese were extremely cruel before World War II. I'm simplifying again. But then they became a very, bow down, honor, this, that, after World War II. Whereas the Chinese were very simple people before World War II, and now they have become aggressive. Again, the Chinese people are not very aggressive, from what I understand, and from my understanding of the people who know Chinese people better than me. But the government has become aggressive so as to not be humiliated again. They have taken on the Western ideals. So now, in this age of information, okay, and in this age of our brain being so developed, right, we already adapted to various things, but now it doesn't matter. Now a brown man can go become a white man if he wants to here, all right. Whereas I mean, a white man can become a black man if you here. It's all here. It's all about how you play the game right now with the level of information that is available to you. That's all right. So that is basically what I wanted to say. Like why do brown men take down each other? Why do black men take down each other? Why don't they allow innovation? Because there is, in here there's a lot. So why add to it? And why does the white man encourage the other? Because if he doesn't, he'll be dead, right? If I don't allow for new ideas, if I don't allow for new innovation, in my head there won't be enough rice. In my head there won't be enough wheat, okay, or potatoes or whatever, butter or whatever the white man eats, right? And that is how their brains and their DNAs function. Now you can research these things, you can try and understand it from various things, you can ask chat GPT. What I've done here is largely simplified it. So yeah, that's about it. That's my topic. Oh my. Oh, lots of waiting, sir. Melanin. Where the sense of ego comes from. Sense of ego comes simply from one place, okay? That I need to survive. It's just survival. That's all. I want to keep surviving. So the other day I was meditating and I thought about not being alive, and I was like, whoa! And my ego took over. All right. So it's happened many times where when ego takes over. What is the ego? It's just a sense of survival. And everyone has an ego, because otherwise I wouldn't be surviving. Yeah. I went out. I had food. I came back. Yeah. I want to talk to you guys. I want to feel a certain sense of approval. That is my social ego. But just be aware of all this. It's okay. There's nothing bad with ego. When's the next protest with Nimrod in Haifa? Ho ho ho. Message me on this. I'll let you know. Have you ever dealt with any mental health issues? Of course I have. Arey, big time. I was very depressed. I think I also had abandonment issues because of the number of times my parents moved me around the country, around multiple schools, constantly losing friends. So yeah, abandonment issues, depression, it's all there. It's all good. We all have it. Yeah, it is because of colonization and imperialism. Yes, but that colonization and imperialism comes from a sense of hoarding. And that comes from a sense of education because you need to leverage that winter. Okay, you need to leverage the lack that you have. India loves staying in comfort zone. Correct. Because there's no reason to exit it. Even today, you think people they want to exit the comfort zone. No, they are very happy with their rice. Okay. And it's so deep that even when climate change hits, they will still not do anything, is what I feel. It's possible that the Indian actually rebel, get together, create a new system, throw out the current system, etc. It's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. Why don't you eat cow meat? Every country are having cow meat. So I do eat cow meat, but I don't like it. So I try not to eat it. I just don't like the taste. It's horrible. How many wars are there in Africa right now? Let's see. Congo, right? Sudan. From what I understand, there are massive protests in Gambia. Um, Tunisia is a conflict zone. Morocco is a conflict zone. Algeria is a perma conflict zone. There are 5 or 6 people fighting for it. So yeah, there are a lot of conflicts in Africa right now. Many historical African civilizations like Egypt, Mali, and Nubia developed advanced technologies. Well, they were North African. Again, they have the freedom of the desert. They have the freedom of the Mediterranean. They had good ports in the north, especially. So advanced for their time, sure, but they did not go much higher than that. Where do you get all these ideas from? You read many books. Yeah, I read a lot. I understand stuff. I see videos, basically. And you have to just keep understanding how the world works. Like I'm always sitting and understanding, reading news, how people function, psychology, etc. Hmm? Books, lol. Please raise about what schools taught you about learning. What? Are we wired to be unhappy? If we were always happy, would we do less stuff or nothing? We'd practically do nothing. So why are we are wired to be unhappy? No. We are wired to for survival. Alright. So what happens is that if I get say $1 million tomorrow morning, right? I am happy. But the animal inside me is saying, you know what? Someone can take that $1 million from you. Right? One. Secondly, the the animal is saying that okay, you are safe now, but what about tomorrow? What if someone attacks you tomorrow? This is all happening at a very deep level, and it's coming out as who will take someone will take my $1 million. You understand? So that is the whole function of this. Why we are designed to be happy is because we are animals and because we want to survive desperately. The how do you get over that is to sit and get over the animal in you. Get over. Don't fight it. You can't fight an animal. But just get over it. Just observe it, observe it, observe it. It will fall. If it doesn't fall, fair enough, but be above it. Just stay, observe. Do parents defend each other when children say something to one of them? Of course, parents tend to defend each other. Um, I they try to present a united front. Like my parents used to try and present a united front, even though they often disagreed with each other. Um, that's the whole idea. It's a good idea. Always present a united front, but always solve your issues. If you're a parent, first solve your issues. Okay, bro. Look at Trump rally. Really put intelligence to the test to test of white men. So the Trump rally is a whole different. I can get into that. That's a very different thing. So what happened is there, right? Um, a lot of their jobs were taken. Yeah, a lot of them are living very unhappy lives, and America economically has stagnated. So what they have done is, at some level, they have adopted a third world culture. All right, I can get into the details of that endlessly. Why Europe and America have adopted a third world culture is largely because for so many years they've had so much excess that they did not know what to do with it. All right, and they've had so much, they got bored. Like I said, we are wired to be unhappy, right? The survival in them said, now what? Now what? We have enough. Now what? You want your iPhone? Yes, take it. You want your Macintosh? Yes, take it. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, next iPhone, next iPhone, next iPhone. So they lost it. And then they said, you know what? Let's put our energy in guilt. Let's put our energy in restoring the world, in saving the world. All right, because they reach the limit of consumption. So what do you do more than this? You consume more, sure, but beyond a point, you need a reason to live, and that reason has to be intangible. All right, and that's what created Donald Trump, because Donald Trump said, "I will give you a good intangible reason to live." So are IQs dumb? Are we dumbing down overall? Yes, but as of today, the white man is still the smartest. That's why the white man formed the top of the pyramid. Hierarchy was created. Correct. Are they genuine spiritual master or guru? How do I know they're genuine or not? See, there's nothing like genuine. Okay. Listen to everyone. Okay. Listen to NihilAnand first. Then listen to Acharya Prasad. Listen to Sadhguru. Listen to Osho. Listen to who's that fraudulent person? Listen to who's that guy? Patanjali guy. Okay, listen to all every person. Listen to them. You are your own guru, and whatever makes sense to you, you shall follow. Don't look for someone to follow. All right, there are some things you're going to agree with. There are some things you're going to disagree with. Do not go to their satsangs and all. Listen to them. Sometimes you want to go, but don't blindly follow them. If there is something you disagree with, even one thing, doesn't mean they are not genuine. They just don't agree with what you agree with. That's all. So don't say genuine. Listen. Listen, learn, understand, read as wide as possible. Go as wide as possible. Stop being an Indian in that sense. Read as much, innovate as much. Okay, and then make your own decision, because you are your own guru. The only genuine guru is you. Okay. Deepak Kumar, there are genuine gurus, but you don't go looking. The nature will send them to you once you're ready. If you go looking, you'll get scammed. That's how I found my guru. Okay. He's genuine to some extent. He's fed with all these fraud babas, just like most educated people. Okay, fair enough. Are we all social actors? Yeah, we are all social actors. Dude, even right now, like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm acting, right? So how do you know I'm genuine? My question is, like, I'm doing all this with my eye, with my lips. I'm pushing this hand here. All right, why am I doing? It's all acting. It's all acting. It may be coming from within, but it is all acting. I'm pretending to be Rafael Samuel. At a deep level, you are nothing. What are you? So, yes, we are all social actors and act well. Please be a good actor. That doesn't mean you fake it. You believe it. Absolutely. I'm doing this with my heart fully. I'm acting the best actor. I'm the bloody Shah Rukh Khan of this thing, whatever. Or your Tom Cruise. Act fully. That's why they're permanent. Shah Rukh Khan and Tom Cruise, they'll always be there. Why? Because they truly believe it. They are actually, may not be the best, but they are the most genuine actors, and they know they're acting. Everyone knows they're acting. So just be like that. Be a social actor. Said hi. Okay. Hello, Nihil. Good to see you again. Same here. Thank you. Where were you born, bro? I was born in Bombay, India. If purpose is meaningless, then what is science? And the people who invented everything, do they have purpose? Hmm. If purpose is meaningless, then what is science? Science is a reason to find purpose. So, what you do is, you have no problem, essentially, right? Then you create a problem in your head. For example, you say, oh, uh, let's get some more food for winter. You have enough. Then you say, let's get some more. Then you create a scientific solution for it. Then you create something else. Then you create the wheel for better transport. Then you you're endlessly greedy. That is what science is. You create a problem, right? Because if the problem was only biological, your body would solve the problem. You would not need the brain. All right. You could use the brain for higher things. You could sit in a cave. You could eat. As long as you use your brain to get food, your body itself will get the food. There's no problem there, because your body knows what to do, right? So let's talk about meaning. Okay, science is a form of meaning. What do you think people? Oh, we'll figure things out, and we'll make theories, and we'll try and understand the universe. What is it? Because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, your animal inside is you saying survive, survive, survive. Okay, what should we do? Curiosity. Why? Because curiosity is endless. Okay, and everyone needs an intangible, endless cause. All right, and some of them have chosen science. I'm not saying science is bad. I'm just saying that science causes problems, that did not exist in the first place. It's a solution to problems that largely did not exist in the first place. And secondly, it is a solution to the problems that is caused by science itself, right? But at the depth of it, it is just purpose. You're just trying to search for purpose. Exiting India is very expensive, especially for middle class peeps. Well, use your brains, make some money, and leave, man. You see, nowadays there are a lot of options, okay? And the whole world has a shortage of people. So if you use your brains, do it. I watch a lot of beheading videos that come out of Africa, lol. Sure, me too. If science was not there, then we would not have this live internet. Not here. How does it fit in aphilism? If science was not there, then we would not have this live internet. Okay. So what difference would it have made? Not having this live internet. So you would have found another solution. See, I'm telling you, the internet is a problem that did not exist before this. But now suddenly the internet has come. Now you have a problem. Now you have to be in touch with people 24/7. For what? It's all nonsense. And how does it fit in aphilism? Well, the internet fits in aphilism because AI is using 2% of the world electricity already. It uses a lot of electricity. The servers are endless. YouTube, millions of YouTube videos, billions of YouTube videos are still uploaded on some server somewhere. So, yeah, murder can be justified like self defense. Can Rao be justified? Oh, no, it cannot. It really cannot. Like at a biological level, if you want to go to absolute animalism, then you can justify even that. But no, it cannot. Not in a civilized society for sure. What about the Jammu Kashmir attack? Why are people still going to Jammu and Kashmir? What is wrong with y'all? Like, do you trust the government? It's amazing, man. What level of low IQ do you need to go in a state that is so messed up? All right. Like what kind? It's like saying, "I'll go." I love those people. They go to Iran, and then the Irani government arrests them, and then they're like, "Wow, I have rights, my child." Irani government doesn't care. Okay, there are people who have dual citizenship, America and North Korea. Okay, and then they go back to North Korea, and then anytime some problem happens, they are arrested by the North Korean government, and then they're like, "What about my rights?" Wow. Oh, you brilliant, brilliant people. Brilliant, brilliant. You just need. Oh, I wish I was so smart. I'd be dead. If everything is happening inside yourself, then what is happening outside? Something related to solipsism syndrome or derealization disorder. Okay, very good question. See, there may be things happening outside you. There may be. Okay, I'm not saying no, but you are perceiving them as within yourself. That's all. That's all. It's not about solipsism. Even if everything is happening, right? Even if you guys exist and even if the world exists and there are objects and everything is there, right? You're just perceiving it as a certain thing, right? Inside is something else, right? It is basically energy packed together, and that energy is basically nothingness. Yeah, you are also nothingness, but you think you are a personality. So this is endless. So it's not about solipsism. It's about the fact that you have perceived something, and even if you're looking at it as it is, you are still perceiving it now. You are still aware of it. So everything is only happening within you. Subscribed. Thank you. Was human consciousness happening in evolution? If in the evolution, if we assumes Darwin theory, it's possible. See, consciousness is everywhere, from what I understand. It's just that it needs to come. It needs to have enough nutrients and enough complexity for it to understand itself, right? And that is what happens with humans. That we had enough nutrients, complexity, and everything for us to say, hey, oh, who am I? But and then we took it to the wrong way, of course, saying that I am so and so. Don't answer the question. Just have the question. Who am I? That is final consciousness, and then you will realize, okay, it's all nothing. It's all nothing. It's all rubbish. Does objective reality exist on any level? Mm, I don't think so. No, no. I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Objective reality meaning what? There's an object here. Behind me, there's a wall, right? Yes, as far as I'm concerned, it's objective reality. But how do I know? Like it could be another portal to another dimension, that probably this world doesn't exist, right? So objectively, no, you can't say it's real. For me, sure. For you, sure. Collect all the information. The answer should come from inside. Correct. I agree. Bro, what's your age? Ha ha ha. Guess. Do you still believe bacteria are just as sentient as animals? I don't necessarily believe in sentience in general. So what I mean is that, like, okay, I guess I am sentient. I think so. But then I only think so now. How do I know that I'm actually sentient? Secondly, um like bacteria could be as sentient as animals, or they could be as sentient as us, or plants could be as sentient. How do you know objectively that they are sentient? Because they feel pain? No, that's a very like juvenile answer. Because that's like saying, do you know, touch me nots, they close the moment you touch them. Are they feeling pain? Like, yes, like they are feeling pain, but are they sentient? We can never really know, you understand? Like, that's what I mean, that everything is just happening within you. You're creating these assumptions. Oh, this is sentient, that is sentient, I am sentient, I am a soul, I have ego. Why? Just look at the world and be like, okay, cool. Dude, I sent you that whole chat GPT shizo talk. You didn't share your opinion. Oh, I loved it, but I need to study it. Give me some time and I will do it. Okay? Just remind me before next Wednesday. Hello, can you address me regarding pharmacy sector? Oh my god. What? I don't know anything about the pharmacy sector and I don't believe in it. I mean, like, sure, if you want to make headache pills, yes, but if you want to make cancer pills, don't. Other than that, I really don't. Is there any highest level of consciousness? No. So let's look at this. Let's look at it this way. Okay. Each person has different dimensions of consciousness. For example, if consciousness is like the body, okay, you have a body, I have a body. We both have body types, right? I am capable of a certain level of muscles. You are capable of a certain level of muscles. Fair enough. Okay. But let's say we build it to our greatest potential. Hmm? You have a potential, I have a potential. We build it to the greatest healthy potential. We don't have steroids. We don't do excess protein. We don't go to the gym excessively to the extent that it will give us a heart attack. Yeah, we are fit. We're good. Does that mean we should never work out for the rest of our lives? We should still work out, right? Maybe thrice a week, maybe twice a week, but you should still work out. Otherwise, you will not be able to keep that body. The same thing is with consciousness. We have different levels of consciousness. We can build it, and reach a certain level, maybe your highest level, and you have to work on it every single day. Okay? And by working on it, I mean learning about the outside, learning about the inside. Got it? Does a doctor have more meaningful life than a person sitting at home doing nothing? Um, there is no meaning. Period. Now, nobody has any meaning. In his head, yes, he probably has a more meaningful life. But how do you know that the person sitting at home and doing nothing also does not have a meaningful life? Escaping India is the solution to your problems. I strongly disagree. Well, it is certainly a solution to many problems. What else do you think is the solution? I really want to hear what else is the solution, because you cannot improve the people, right? I mean, there are people who still go to Kashmir as a tourist. Like, huh? And the problems are just incoming. Didn't you see the video of the women trying to get the water out of the well? There was such little water and they were climbing into the well, risking their lives. Why do you think these people are not rebelling? They're not getting water. Why aren't they rebelling? Because they don't have the capacity or the consciousness. Okay, so you cannot fight against the people beyond a point. I mean, you can try, but you won't succeed. Self discipline is the king, and self awareness is the way to go. Sure. Well, self awareness is the king, and self discipline is the way to go. Flip it up. Must have the internet. Sure. A doctor saving lives is a sinner. Let them pass on from the suffering of the world, bro. I agree. I agree. A doctor saving lives is definitely a sinner. Be nothing. How to be a confident speaker? Speak. Simple. Speak. Write down your thoughts and speak, make mistakes, speak, make mistakes, speak, get laughed at, speak. Have you seen my earlier NihilAnand videos? I was talking like a fool, but I still spoke. So speak, just speak, and work on your grammar, work on your this, learn new vocabulary, build your life, build it, and just speak. You will be fine. You'll get there. But keep speaking. Solipsism's too wacky and out there. Well, if you insist. We as humans don't have access to objective reality. If you insist, you never know what objective reality. Nihil, you 32 years old, 33 now. Talk about the Pahalgam attack in India. There's nothing to talk about. The fact that people are still going to Jammu and Kashmir is just a foolish thing. The fact that you choose to trust the government is foolish. The fact that you expect there to be peace in a Muslim ruled area is just stupid. Okay. Um, and yeah, that's it. I just don't. It was bound to happen someday or the other. I was quite shocked that Kashmir was peaceful until now. Where are you from? India. What is Israel like? Amazing, amazing. I love it. Like the air is clean, largely. I mean, you have desert storms and all, but uh, walk on the street. It's safe. It's chilled out. Wide footpaths. No one's digging anything. Like I whenever someone asks me, no, is it? Don't you find it hot here? Don't you find it this here? And I'm like, dude, I've come from hell. Okay, like you do not understand what I have come from. You could not walk on a footpath in India. Why white people are superior when civilization came to India first as claimed? No, no, they doesn't mean they're superior. It's just that they are more technologically advanced, you have to go through the video to understand why they are more technologically advanced. Because technology is a result of you wanting to hoard things, okay? And when hoarding things is in your DNA, technology is a natural result of it. Science and technology, because science is the how do I hoard things? Okay, it's that's all. That's all science is. Like there was no existent problem when we were cavemen as such, but then somebody got greedy and said, let's make sure that the tiger never enters and kills any one of us. Then someone else was like, let's transport the food faster. So, superior in the sense, at building a civilization, white people are definitely superior. And in technological advancement, of course they are. If someone has all the knowledge and wisdom of the world now, can he tell he knows enough? Can he say he knows enough? No, you can't have all the knowledge and the wisdom, because knowledge and wisdom itself is continuously changing, right? The only thing that's not continuously changing is your awareness. And you can never have enough awareness because there are so many things to be aware of. All you can do, there's nothing like knowing enough, okay? You always learn. The moment you say you know enough, that is ego again. And the moment you have ego, then you can easily be defeated. Because the moment you stop and you stand somewhere, everyone knows your location. And isn't it easy for a sniper or anyone to get to you if they want to do anything harmful to you? That is what ego is. The moment you stand somewhere and insist that I know everything, right? Somebody will come and get you easily. Keep moving, keep living, keep running, keep life, because life is dynamic. The moment you stop, there's going to be resistance, okay? And most of you are not going to survive that resistance. Yes. About the woman going down to the well to fetch water is like the animal trying to reach the water in any manner possible, rather than asking why water supply not working. Correct, correct. That's the thing. We Indians don't have the consciousness to go and ask the government. They are all like, oh, Raja Saab, Modi ji. So it's just an extension of the Raja culture. And why is the Raja culture comfortable? Because rice. I have enough. Why should I need more? Might as well worship a guy who's protecting me. Why should I do any work? So that is all. It's all laziness. I mean, you gotta have limit to whatever wacky possibilities you're allowing in it. In what context are you saying? Of course, you have to have a limit, but you have to be smart about it also. You have to realize that largely you have to keep moving, and there are going to be times when you say, "Stop! This is where I don't allow certain things." So it's largely it's a dance, okay. And when you can go up to say here, but if you go beyond that, you'll break your finger, for example. So dance, but then don't go like that and say I'm going to do it. I'm going to do anything I can. There are limits. Of course, there are limits. You live in a goddamn jungle. There are rules. Don't get bitten by the snake. Don't get eaten by the tiger. Basic. So anywhere you go, there are limits. There are rules. Okay, even in physics, even in the universe, even in everything. If white civilized, why worst atrocities committed by the Europeans in history? I'm not saying they're civilized. They're the best at building a civilization. And the whites, everyone has, and just by the way, the worst atrocities are not were not made by the whites. Indians used to have crazy atrocities. Africans used to have horrible atrocities. Red Indians, our what do you call it? The American Indians used to slaughter each other, kill, essay everything. Maoris used to go to other tribes and they used to go and eat them. Okay, they used to kill them and then they used to eat them for breakfast. So everyone was cruel. Everyone. The white man is relatively less cruel than most of the other civilizations. All right. From if we understand from a pure violence point of view. Now, was Europe always at war? Yes, but so was Africa. So was India. So was everyone. Anywhere you went, there were always people at war, and always because for most of life, cruelty is the only way. Even today, cruelty is the only way. It's just that the cruelty is hidden from you and it's hidden very well. Okay, you know about Palestine, but you don't know about Sudan. You know about, let's say, Myanmar, but you don't know about Congo. So, and a lot of the cruelty is happening behind you. Cops are doing it, army men are doing it in different countries. And that cruelty has to happen. Otherwise, you will not survive. None of us will survive. All right. When's the next Nimrod protest? I don't know, man. Message me. I found a genuine guru in 11 days through his guidance. I had visions of God. Can you convince me God doesn't exist? I wasn't. Look, anyone can have visions. Bro, okay. Your ego is very powerful. Okay, it's very powerful. And a good God man, okay, will convince you that you can see the God and you want to see it. That's the problem. What happens is you because he's convinced you and brainwashed you so well or at least convinced you, let's not say brainwashed, you will see the god. What is there are so many gods to see. Since you're a child, you're seeing gods on calendars, you're seeing gods on the internet, you're seeing this. People see Jesus, but how do they see him in the exact image that they saw him on the internet 3 years ago? Because it is that it's your mind playing games. All right. If you consider rape is bad, you believe in objective morality somehow. No, it's not bad or good. I'm saying it's unjustifiable. Okay? If you're considering yourself a human being, it is unjustifiable. There is no justification for having done it. You cannot give an excuse for it. That's all. It's a logic thing. It's not about do you want to be an animal, be an animal. But will I, as a human being, right, allow somebody to be essayed? No, I will not. And that's not objective. This I just believe that human beings have a certain set of logic. So within that logic, I will not allow it. And even if somehow, let's say, I stop a woman from being essayed, right, and that guy kills me, I'm not going to feel bad about it or hurts me very badly. I'm not going to feel bad about it because he's doing his job. I'm doing my job. All right. I believe that I'm stopping the guy because I believe that it is my karma. It is my dharma, whatever. Right. Hey, he's doing his dharma. I have no problem with anything. All right. But I'm going to fight for what I believe in. That's all. And that's just a belief. There is no you cannot say it's objective morality. No, it's not. पहलगाम में बुलॉक्स जो किया कुछ विचार बुलॉक्स SEO by any chance that guru gave you white powder? Do you think that Western culture is destroying our Indian tradition? No, Indian tradition needs to go. Okay, it's way too many years old, and we need to start thinking logically. All right, otherwise, we will be destroyed. Okay, Indian culture is a result of warm weather, all right, comfortable geography, and we have no need to believe in logic because anything you do, something sprouts. So obviously, you start believing in a god. Okay, but if you do that same nonsense abroad, 15,000 years ago, you'll starve to death. Okay, that's why they believe in logic. That's why they believe in science. Okay, tell me a white country which is poor. Exactly. Still finding Sanjay Singhania, the chairman of Air Voice. What? Tell me more about Maori tribe. Google it, man. I'm sorry. Wouldn't want to waste perfect flesh. What nonsense are you talking about? Are there any good or bad people in the objective sense? No, there are not. Not in the objective sense. Everything is subjective, boss. If you were not there to witness things, how would you know what is good or bad? So, how can it be objective? Where to know what all you know, like the Maori tribe, and where to read atrocities done by the Japanese? They give deep insight into human nature. Okay, so I really suggest that you start reading about firstly the World War Two. Yeah, for World War Two and how it affected the Japanese. Now it's so easy. You can just go on ChatGPT and ask a question. All right, but ask the right questions. The problem was never information. Information is available everywhere. It's about the ability to ask the right question, and that is awareness. That is consciousness. All right, so I keep asking these questions. What do the Maoris do? What is the Maori issue happening right now in New Zealand? Right, they are 1/5 of all of New Zealand. That's a lot of people, right? So a lot of people, that means, did not die. Yeah, and a lot of the American Indians died because of smallpox, not because of slaughter, right? So if you see the Maoris, they are making an issue. But then why are they making an issue? Then you go into that history. Then you try and understand what the Maoris were actually doing. And then what the Maoris are accusing the white man of doing. Then you compare those statistics. That's all. You have to be very curious. It takes a lot of effort. Please make the effort. I beg of you, please make the effort. Does different caste or community have their own traits? Yes, I can go into that later, because that those are sub-social traits. There are anthropological reasons and whatnot, but largely the concept is the same. The fact that a Dalit is accepting the hegemony of a Brahman means that they are both from India, right? They are both from that same system that gives rice, and they are both from the same non-innovative system that does not want to mess with the status quo. All right. So the idea is the same. There may be substrates and different ideas, concepts within the thing. People were seeing Baba in Moon when I was a child. Vision of God is far more a possibility. Correct. Do you get to talk to some Haifa citizens? How did the protest go? I'll tell you later. I'm not willing to talk about it right now. What do you think about what happened in Jammu? I've answered the question twice. I'm not going to answer it anymore. Go through the video. But if it's just belief, why would you trust that? There's nothing to trust. It's just that I see somebody in pain and I'm not going to allow that to happen. It's not about belief. Screams are not a belief. At least in my objective reality, I see someone screaming. It's not a belief. I see someone writhing in pain. It's not a belief. I see someone dominating somebody. It's not a belief. It's simple. Western culture is nothing but pragmatism. Agreed. Largely, yes. Point this dude to the book called Lucifer Effect. Even Kanpana said that. Continue fine. A tree fall in the forest if there's no witness. Still falling if there's no witness. Fair enough. That's if you like. But if there's no witness, how do you know it fell? White people actually have evolution mentally due to their environment. Do you think Indians can catch up to them, have such similar evolution mentally? You'll have to have some sort of a dictator. It will not happen naturally. It will definitely not come from the people. Just like China has a dictator, just like Russia has a dictator. Russia has separate reasons for being what it was. It's largely a frozen land threatened by Europe, and they have evolved in a very different way. But Chinese needed a dictator. Vietnamese have a dictator. Singapore had a dictator. Malaysia had a dictator. Uh, Indonesia had a dictator until recently. Even now, most of the presidents are just. So, why do you think they have dictators? And why have they gone ahead? Because the people cannot and will not change. The geography will not allow it. Why Israel has FR of 3? What? We have all the answers, but we don't have a lot of people who know the right questions. Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I was an atheist before I found God. I've had visions of future that come true. I've had visions of what to do next for my self improvement. This can't be my self. What future? Tell me. Tell me about my future, please. Or tell us about the world future. Okay, tell us about. People have been claiming this for years. All right, and it's not that difficult to predict the future. If you know enough things, it's not so difficult to predict the future. Your brain, your gut brain axis is constantly taking in information. You don't think there's a point where you can process all that information and know about the future? Of course you can. But then what? Like, how major is this future? How many years into the future? How specific are the events? All right, can you come up with names? Guruji, would you have fought against Gajni to save Kalpana? Oh, shut up. Osho said awareness is the door to truth. Your assessment about Osho. I love Osho. I find him amazing. There's not much to say because like he's very practical. So I recently discovered solipsism philosophy as so illogical. But what do you think? It's a possibility. See, it's like I've said before. Solipsism is possible. But how do you know anything outside you exists? How do you know? How do you know for sure, objectively? Like this is there, but like only my hand only stops here, right? At this wall. But how do I know that this wall exists? Have you heard of the European Age of Enlightenment? Yes, of course, including the Islamic Age of Enlightenment. So it's interesting. I'll talk about that some other time. We are running out of time. I can't be convinced that God doesn't exist, but I can explain my experiences to justify my argument in a comment section. So we leave it at that and move on. Yeah, explain your experiences, sure. But if you won't give us specific events, then how will we believe you? Okay, because everyone says that. Because it's just common sense if you lol lol. I wrote for Nihil. Time is circular, not linear. Yes, very good. I forgot that F word. Let's say lies. Any philosopher, YouTube, outsider sphere you watch. Outsider sphere? What sphere? Guys, get your English right, man. AN sphere. Ah, okay. Wait, let me think. Mm, 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 mm. No, philosophers I don't watch. Not really. I watch news. I watch the news. I watch Douglas Murray. I watch Sky News Australia. I watch various different kinds of news. Fox News, CNN. I try and understand more about the world. Philosophy I don't believe in. Philosophy, once you've reached awareness, you don't need a philosophy. Okay, maybe to compare certain experiences, sure, but I would not view an entire channel or read an entire book. Okay. Does any animal have idea of time except human? Probably not. Probably not. But we never know. I like the guy who makes videos with ChatGPT. Good. Your favorite movies? Oh God, no! I don't want to get into it. Please. I have said this before, so I have vision of building some neurotech startup merging AI technology and neuroscience. If coal makes smart, then India's and Africa, can they become smart? Yes, they can transfer the technology, the ideas of science, logic, and thought to their culture. I don't think it's possible. Uh, at a people level, I don't think it's possible, but we can try. Okay, now everyone's just bullshitting, so I'm just out of here. All right, enough. Bye. Goodbye. See you all. Thank you for everything, and thank you for showing up. I'm coming. 1 second. Hide this user on the channel. Yofi. I'm coming later. I'm coming in about 10 minutes on the Hindi live. We'll do a quick live over there, and then I will go to sleep. Okay. Goodbye. See you. I hope it was. I hope you all liked it. I hope I made sense, and I hope you all learned something from here. And we can always talk on Instagram. You know me. I'm always available. I have nothing better to do. And see you. Bye. Bye.